First take, the Rockets will look to avoid elimination tomorrow night, trailing the Lakers 3-1. Their superstar, Kevin Durant, has only appeared in Game 2. He remains questionable for Game 5. The future of Durant and the Rockets becomes now increasingly uncertain if they fall to LA tomorrow night. But the question about Durant becomes, is he still a desirable player? Is he still the number one, as we talked about that last block, for a team? Perk, your thoughts?
Hell no. Hell no, he's not. And look, I believe that Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer to ever touch a damn basketball. I believe that Kevin Durant, because, man, fix your body language, S.A. Fix your body language and hear me out. Hear me out. I believe that he still puts the ball in the basket better than majority of the NBA. But let's go facts over feelings right now, and let's keep it a buck. The Brooklyn Nets, disaster. The Phoenix Suns ran through 2 or 3 coaches. 2 of them was championship caliber coaches. A disaster. What did the Phoenix Suns do this year? They made it to the postseason. They were one of the biggest surprises in the NBA. Okay, fast forward. Let's look at the Houston Rockets last year got to the first round. I believe they pushed the Golden State Warriors as the number 2 seed to 7 games, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 7 games. I believe that the Houston Rockets did give up a guy in Jalen Green that they drafted with the number 2 pick. They did give up a guy in Dylan Brooks, who's a coaching setter, to get KD and some picks. And all of a sudden you bring to the Houston Rockets, what has been the biggest knock on the Rockets this year? Their chemistry is so bad to the point where people were questioning, is Ime Udoka still a good coach? Is he the coach for this team? Stephen A., if we took a survey last year, Ime Udoka would definitely be top 10 coaches in the NBA. We can't say that right now because this team has identity crisis. I'm not taking anything away from KD as the player and the scorer, but I'm saying is if you're a team that's a championship contender, would you give up a valuable piece and you got a culture that's set to bring in Kevin Durant, not knowing is it going to disrupt the vibe, the chemistry of the organization? I can't chance that.
Stephen A., you okay?
He's gathering his thoughts.
You know I'm telling the truth.
The other day, no, you're not. The other day, we got on Kevin Durant for not being on the bench with the team. And you know what? Get your behind out there, show some leadership.
Yeah.
That's about all. That's about all. This is one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. Kevin Durant has averaged 25 points on 50% shooting or better for 13 consecutive years. Did you hear what I just said? That's Kevin Durant.
Steve.
This month, KD trade. I know you just finished talking, Big Perk, about his skill set, and you're not denying that. But I'm getting to a bigger point here. We gonna just sit back and ignore the stuff that happened around him? Let's count back the ways. Kid Murrow, sit back, my brother. Allow me to provide this education. When the man was in Oklahoma City, I'm a person who loves Russell Westbrook. I understand how erratic he has been, but he's a man's man. He's a warrior. He's a high-end competitor. Don't back down from nothing. He's a future Hall of Famer. Mad love for him and what he does in the community. Oh, my God, the brother is special, okay? But we all know what Kevin Durant had to deal with him as a point guard in Oklahoma City. Perk, you know that better than anybody. Better than anybody, okay? You know what a challenge that was.
They went to the NBA Finals together.
I know that. They did in 2012, absolutely, with James Harden coming off the bench. I remember that. But I'm just talking about, we know they had some success, but they didn't have a championship. And Big Perk, but you didn't win a championship. That's all I'm saying. But why do I bring that up? The Splash Brothers are in Golden State, and everybody and their mother knew they weren't beating LeBron with Kyrie and Kevin Love unless they had Kevin Durant. There's no way they're beating them. So Kevin Durant delivers back-to-back titles and would have three-peated. They'd have swept Toronto and Kawhi Leonard if it wasn't for KD tearing the Achilles, okay? We all know that. And a calf injury before that, before he tried to come back and ultimately tore the Achilles, okay? So we know that. He goes to Brooklyn. What's his crime? The fact that his damn shoes were a size 13 instead of a 12 and a half. You understand? And when he dropped 49 instead of 50 and was going against Giannis and the crew. Kyrie is out. James Harden is hobbled. Let me take a moment to make breaking news because I'm quite sure you brothers, as real as y'all are, will appreciate this. We all know I was all in Kyrie's ass like back pockets back then. I said the brother was a master at missing work or whatever. We have learned so much. I've said this to his father. I've made sure to get the message extended to him. I've said it on the national airways before. I'm going to say it again. I personally owe that man an apology because the way that I got on Kyrie Irving, good brother, bottom line, his heart's in the right place. People to get on his mistakes. He's a good brother, and he deserved better from me. And I owe him that apology, period, because he was more right than wrong, to be quite honest with you. KD had to deal with all of that. Come on, y'all. I know we got a floor. I could say more. But there are conditions, organizational conditions,
Talk about Phoenix.
Injuries, and stuff like that
Talk
that got
about
in the
Phoenix.
way. I can get back to that because I got to give the man the floor. I can get back to that. But we being ridiculous
okay.
about KD here. Stop it.
Okay, so listen.
Go ahead, Kid Murrow.
I'm going to be political here. Y'all are both right, okay? Perk is right because KD is not the same KD that we are used to seeing. The best ability is availability, right? You know what I'm saying? You're getting old. We're kicking the tires on him. He's getting older. Also, he's a different type of player. He needs the right situation. He is, yes, one of the most talented players to ever touch a basketball, but he's a mercenary. He's not trying to come in there and coach up your rookie point guard. He's not trying to coach up your rookie volley scorer. He's not trying to do none of that. He's trying to just come in there, get his 30, and get up out of there. Okay, so if he finds a situation like that, money. If it's, let's help build this team and, help bring this guy along because he has a lot of the same skill set that you do, forget about it. It's not happening.
All right.
They obviously only put up 96 in this game, and it gave life to Denver. It gave life to their momentum. They had not cracked. This is one of the best offensive teams in the league. They had not cracked 100 in Games 3 or Game 4. Their whole team played much better last night. The reason Jokic got 16 assists was the role players hitting shots. Spencer Jones, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson. That has gotten them back on a roll here. If they can get Game 6 in Minnesota, they are going to have a great chance to get to the second round, something I'm not sure they really deserved after the first 4 games.
I think that's reasonable. Shams, I was at the NFL draft for most of the weekend, and then I got home and I watched the Knick game, candidly. I went to say I was exhausted. So I woke up to your report about just how bad the injury is to Ant Edwards. So there's no way he comes back and plays in this series, right? And even if they go into the next round?
Yeah, Greeny. Anthony Edwards is out for this series, and of course it's up in the air whether he's going to, and when and where he's going to return in the next round. If they are able to advance, it's a bone bruise in his left knee, hyperextension, so he's avoided ligament damage, but it's going to be at minimum, my understanding is 2 weeks. And so that puts you at some point in the second round where the window starts to open up for you to return. But then remember, he's on the right knee, he's dealt with runner's knee, which is something Stephen Curry dealt with. Inflammation, swelling. He had to get a PRP injection a week or two left in the regular season. So he's already had to deal with that. Now it's the other knee he's got this issue in.
So they're going to have to figure this, and DiVincenzo with the Achilles. So they're going to have to figure this out. Monica, can Minnesota find a way to win this thing at home in Game 6?
Greeny, I've been vacillating with this really since the injuries happened, and of course since last night's performance. The way, to me, is that they can continue to put pressure on this Nuggets defense in the paint. Going into Game 5, they have been averaging 57 points in the paint, Greeny. Like, that's no joke. And so when you think of that, Julius Randle is a key guy that could potentially be sort of the cog with the absences of DiVincenzo and Edwards. He's done it before at other points in his career. This team just needs one. And the thing that makes me believe that they can get the one is I think there's a grittiness about this group that just hasn't quite been accounted for as we discuss them this season.
What do you think of that, Whitman? Because I don't have a horse in this race, but I hate to see it go this way with this rivalry based exclusively on injury, to your point. You give Minnesota that chance, a fighting chance at home?
they were absolutely turning the ball over like crazy. You lose your starting backcourt, it's not much of a surprise. They had an insane number of turnovers in the first half of this game. In the second half, I don't know what the actual score was, but they essentially played Denver even or outscored them. If you're Minnesota, you're saying in the second half, we can play that way and stitch together 48 minutes. The problem is, even if you are able to stitch together 48 minutes, I don't know what their chances are in the next round. But if you are able to get one more win, it's a huge franchise moment. You know their crowd's going to be into it. The one thing is Jamal Murray, that guy right there, still hasn't had a great game in this series. They hold him down. They still, I think, would have some sort of fighting chance in Game 6.
And the Aaron Gordon of it all here, there's another injury situation on the Denver side of it. What's the latest there?
So he missed Game 3 with a calf injury, calf strain. I'm told it's a pretty bad calf strain that Aaron Gordon is dealing with. And then he tried to play on it in Game 4. He really labored, and the Nuggets sat him out of Game 5. I'm told they're preparing to be without him for Game 6. And a lot of it is protecting him from himself. Remember last year against Oklahoma City, Game 7, he plays through a grade 2 hamstring strain. Well, this isn't a do-or-die game situation right now. This is in the middle of a series, dead heat of competition. Guys are playing at a high level of energy right now, and so Aaron Gordon, I think the preparation is for him to be out.
Winner of this series against San Antonio, I will say this quietly because now I don't feel as good about it, but before the playoffs started, I thought to myself, Denver's the team that's going to make a run all the way through.
Me and you both agree.
Do you still feel that way?
No, I don't think Denver has played great basketball at all, and I think Wendy nailed it in terms of the idea of whether they actually deserve to advance. If not for these injuries, they were not going to.
In the meantime, we'll have the rest of your basketball highlights coming up. Fascinating in the East, predictable in the West. But football,